gonna have to not only explain myself, but get through this video quick because I have a headache, and I don't know if it's because of the light that I have or what, or maybe because these glasses are just a little bit too small on me. Nevertheless, let me explain myself. I've been gone for a couple of days, around 3 or 4 days. I've had a lot going on, okay? I've had a lot going on, let's just say that. Let's just cut straight to the chase. Let's cut straight to the chase here with this new Juice WRLD album, Death Race for Love. Death Race for Love is the sophomore LP from emo SoundCloud rapper Jarad Higgins, who is more commonly referred to as Juice WRLD. Higgins rose to fame with his breakout hit Lucid Dreams. That track was then featured on his debut album Goodbye and Good Riddance. Now, I would describe Juice WRLD as the emo rapper amongst the new wave of rap and the genre that is SoundCloud Rap. His appeal, I would kind of argue, is the same as My Chemical Romance's appeal back in the 2000s, except, you know, the people who are listening to Juice WRLD don't really cut themselves. Instead, they usually wear, you know, Thrasher t-shirts and Dickie jeans that are cuffed, and their t-shirts are tucked into their pants. They wear a belt, and they're just a little bit too much high-waisted. And usually they're girls that straighten their hair and wear beanies over their hair, and rather on their head. Nevertheless, Juice WRLD is a memorable name, not only because it sounds cool, but because he is a unique face in the game of rap. He also has a certain cadence to his melody. He says every word that is interwoven into one another, and it just works out so well in his rap. It's really infectious. With his ability to write catchy hooks is one of the reasons why I like songs like Lucid Dreams or even the song Legends. His use of repetition works even after the song's over, repeating the same thing over and over in your head like, oh, this is catchy. If there was anyone that I hoped would have a great year in 2019, it would be Juice WRLD. And when listening to the first leg of this album, I was pretty hopeful for the rest. However, once we got to around the middle point of the album, specifically the song Syphilis, things turned bad. Let's actually talk about Syphilis, because not only is it a terrible track name, it is very much mimicking XXXTentacion. The production, Higgins' cadence, everything. It's so much similar to X. The flow isn't as fast, however. That's basically the only thing, which is one of the only reasons why X was so kind of popular. He had that fast flow. This isn't the only mimicking that is done on the album. On the track Out My Way, Higgins tries to mimic Lil Pump. Again, not as fast though. The track Bee's Knees features way too many vocals at some points in the track. I think it kind of loses its value, and it's also one of the longest songs on this album. It kind of shows. There's a part where Juice WRLD is rapping, and then he's rapping on top of his rapping, and then there are ad-libs on top of his rapping all at once. And it's kind of, it makes you lose concentration and focus on what he's actually saying, because you're like, what am I supposed to listen to? This also is a rock-inspired album. Many songs include guitar riffs that sound so much like something from a rock album. Ring Ring, Rider, Flaws and Sins, Won't Let Go. They have many guitar riffs and progressions along the tracks. And personally, I'm going to talk about the likes of this album. Good production. I love Juice WRLD's flow when he has his own voice and his own style. The track Make Believe is one of my favorites. It has nice vocals and catchy lyrics. What also peeves me about this album is how long it is. At 22 tracks and over an hour of material on this album, it feels bloated. And not only with this album, but with albums similar to it, I believe Culture 2 by Migos is also a really good example of this, is that all they're trying to do is throw something at a wall and hope something sticks. Unfortunately for Juice WRLD, most of the time it doesn't stick. The positives on this album are when Juice WRLD actually sounds like himself. A majority of the tracks feature Juice's personality, but the rest kind of feel like he's ripping off another person, or that he's not putting too much into the songwriting. There are points of which I can identify Juice as a rapper, because when I can identify him as a rapper, that's when it's good, along with the production on this album, which is pretty good, I would say. It's up to par. The mixing on most of the tracks is well done, but almost with that, that's about it. I like the album more than I didn't, however. All in all, this album, to me, is a 52. A deck of cards. And with that said,